Hey guys, I got 20, 30 minutes. I already did a live stream, so maybe I'll do 20, 30 minutes whenever I have time. Go through OTW's news. I guess when I was live streaming the special edition Daily Bread talking about Matthew 28 and no, 27 and 28. Prior to reading it, I showed Josephus Flavius. I showed what academic scholars think about the authenticity of the gospel, showing that Jesus is acknowledged as an actual historical figure, and that if the disciples were right or wrong, they acknowledged that they truly believed it. So instead of doing just 27 and 28, which is kind of his trial, crucifixion, resurrection, I wanted to, prior to that, make a presentation, show the actual evidence that we do have, because many Christians just say, here, it's just mythology. I used to say the same thing. Uh, Also, I just want to point out that when I'm saying that you're blind, I'm saying that you're blind to the truth of the actual literal interpretation, the historical interpretation. As you know, that's what I believe. It would be better if you say Jason's blind to what you believe, right? Because I'm not ignorant of chakras. That's all the stuff that I used to believe: the Bhagavad Gita, Zen Buddhism, Krishnamurti, just whatever. I was searching and I was hungry, and I did that for 20 years. And finally, I found the truth of Christianity. So it shouldn't be oh, he's an idiot. I'm not calling you an idiot. When I call you blind, I call you blind to the truth of the gospel. And it's not that I cannot comprehend what you're saying. It's very simple because it's very repetitive. You're talking about the seven chakras. You're talking about the Kundalini meditations to bring it up, the pituitary gland, the pineal gland, enlightenment. You believe in a most high God. All of that is fine. What I criticize often is just strictly your belief. Um, I even said at one point you were. I just saw a very brief moment where you're talking about Golgotha, which is the place of the skull. I actually showed the historical area, and it's really, the rock is literally naturally formed like a skull. It's quite impressive. I knew that you would probably go right away to the crucifixion. Okay, occurs when the energy here in your head, and that's where the crucifixion occurs of your ego and the resurrection of your higher state of consciousness. Like, these are not difficult things to comprehend. What I just don't believe it. To a certain extent, I actually do believe it. I do believe in the chakra system. I did play with the Kundalini. What I don't believe about the chakras is that people should be playing with those spiritual organs, those spiritual centers. I don't try and tell my liver what to do. Sorry, granddaughter's taking a bath. We're not torturing her if you hear it. So yeah, I even believe that. There's a lot of things that I do believe. It's just that, I see allegorically. I understand, when I used to study Beni Baruch Kabbalah, I understood, hey, we can allegorize the Old Testament. We could say that Egypt is when we're trapped in our ego. Then Moses arrives. That's that inner feeling that starts saying, like, okay, this world, there's something, the ego, I got to escape it. And then during the spiritual path, we symbolically and allegorically exit Egypt. We try and exit our ego. And we think that when we start doing that we're going to get to the promised land, right? It's like, oh, I'm out of my ego, enlightenment. No, you guys know that there's a dry period. And you could say that the desert and the wandering in the desert is that effort. Okay. And when you get to the promised land, like Patrick often says, the land of milk and honey, I think it's pretty cool. I think the Bible is so supernatural, so amazing that allegorically it is an inner story of the human spirit. So it's not that I don't understand that. it's that I actually, to a certain extent, believe that. Christians do typology as well. It's just that I go one step further and I say, no, like, I actually do believe that Jesus came on earth. He was who he said he was. And looking at the Old Testament that was written half a millennia before, I've come to my conclusion that it is true. I don't think that you're stupid. I'm pretty sure that everybody can read it like a narrative. I'm pretty sure you guys know how to read. Pretty sure that you would understand, oh, they're saying this, 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 this. But you want to go to a mystical aspect, and I'm fine going there. But it's on multiple level. You can look at Jordan Peterson's Genesis study when he was a non-believer. The amount of archetypes, he's very like Carl Jung, but yeah, he like pulled out like, man, this guy did an amazing presentation on Pinocchio. So I'll be the first one to say is, I don't think you guys are stupid. And when I talk about being blind, I'm talking about you being blind to the truth of the gospel. And I hope that you think that I'm blind to the allegorical, but really I'm not. Really, I'm not limiting. I come from that, so I didn't throw the baby out with the bathwater. So I believe it allegorically. I believe it the typology. I believe that there's aspects that are poetic. There are aspects that are literal laws that are documented that the Jews had, and I believe that there are also historical accounts. And I believe a lot of the gospel can be allegorically, the crucifixion of our lower self, resurrected into. So, like, stop saying that, like, I don't understand that. It's that I'm going beyond that. I'm not actually, I'm throwing out certain things, but never said I didn't believe in the chakra. And it's not a difficult concept. If you look at the Eastern religions, that's basically what you're doing. But for some reason, instead of saying, like Buddha, enlightenment, you're just bringing it to Christianity, and then you're calling it Christ consciousness, when really it's just Eastern religion, which, by the way, Buddhism is quite useful as a psychological approach. It's very healthy to be able to step back from the narrative, the feelings, the thought, the whole narrative in your head, and say, I'm not the narrative. I'm the awareness that is watching it happen. I'm stepping back. That way emotions come. When anger comes, it feels like a wave. It feels like you're going to have to express it. But Buddhism says, just watch it and you'll see like a wave, it'll disappear. You are not your thoughts. And mindfulness is a great tool. I'm not against that. What I find is that you're just pulling Eastern stuff, and you're painting it with Christianity and saying that it's basically exactly like Eastern thought. Why don't you just, in my opinion, stick with Buddhism and the Tao Te Ching and things like that? But you come over, and then after you say, oh, I'm an idiot. No, I'm not an idiot. And I don't think you're an idiot. I just attack your beliefs. Okay. And I wouldn't even say attack. I comment on your beliefs. And that's pretty much it. I think that the people that are watching really, what's going on in my head and my beliefs, as long as it's expressing itself towards other people, and this thing in my head that I believe is making me want to be a better person. Now, the only thing is that I believe that when you go through Christ, something different happens, and I've sensed the Holy Spirit since following it. And that's fine if you don't believe it. What I find with your community is you never go into my content. Uh, Seriously, like, I've seen your response videos. Sometimes it's like 1 minute to 2 minute is seen. That happened the first time with Zetetic Warrior. You just like picked a spot and you watched it for like 1 or 2 minutes, even though it was like a large amount of information. I find that, that's all it is. I wish I could respond, and I hope that the content now is going to be debated, because it just seems like it's insults which I'm fine, because the people watching will probably judge me or your community by the content of their character. If you guys are just attacking like in a juvenile way, my hat, the back, everything else, I'm fine. Okay. But that is proving my point, because whatever you believe, okay, even if you know the mysteries of the universe, but you're lacking charity and love, then it's pointless. Your faith without works is dead. And I'm not saying that any of you guys, I'm acknowledging the freedom grower that I see on the screen, Zetetic warrior. We're just like, you see what we present on it. And I'm not taking your humanity, and I'm not saying that anyone's a piece of crap and stuff like that. So you guys can continue the insults, the ad hominem. It's fine. Okay. Patrick's allowed to do what the heck he wants on his channel. I just find that if we could just get away from saying, oh my God, he's blind, he doesn't understand. I'm like, no, I do understand. I just don't believe it completely. Or I believe a large aspect of it, but I also believe in Christianity. And the same goes for you. Oh, wow, like they can't read it and understand it literally. No, you guys can read it and you don't think that it's literal. So nobody on each side, there's nobody that are idiots. And what I'm saying is, if I'm on my spiritual path and you guys are a community of spiritually enlightened people, like, why don't we see through our character? Because I find that most of the time you're just laughing at me, which I'm fine. But the viewers will judge what your community is saying, claiming spirituality, but then acting that way. When I got into the game too, remember, like, for it was, I was really into there. My character fell. I admitted it, and that's why I'm making an actual effort in my real life, as well as interacting with people that are opponents. I wish that you guys would be opponents to the content and not just be opponents to me as a human, because no, I don't know my opponent, Zetetic. I know Patrick a little bit, and I've gone to his house. Okay, he really is trying to find truth. All I'm saying is I'm debating and saying no. And in fact, lately, it's not even me um, going to your side of the forest. Patrick came to my side of the forest, and he's welcome to come to my side of the forest. He had the whole like red screen and fire, and he admitted he just wanted to spice things up. I'm fine with that. I mean, Patrick's a content provider, and so am I. You know, I just think that I'm going to look at this. I want to see if you guys get through a little bit, or if you're going to stop it like every few seconds and not even look at the content. I don't know, but I'm excited. Like I said, I'm just taking this chance. Baby's taking a bath, then it's bedtime, then I'm coming down, and then I'm going to do something with my wife. Like we get into this, right? Patrick loves this. I love this too. I could like stream after stream after stream. I like the passion in Patrick. I'm really glad too that he's become kind of like a community. People like go to OTW to assemble together. It's funny in a way. If you guys are all alike, you assemble, and in a way, that's kind of your church, right? And I'm sure it's really comfortable to talk with people that agree with you. And I get that, that's why I assemble with Christians. It's fun, right? When it's more relaxing, when you don't have to like be watching out what you say. Okay. That's not relaxing. So anyways, let's check things out here. Like I said, not going to be doing this very long, but I can do a few smaller videos. But let's see, because if it's just going to be attacks on everything besides my content, I don't know how long I want to see that.
existence of Jesus through the Shroud of Turin.
Shroud.
Now I've missed out on a bunch of it already because
Rewind.
My internet went like haywire
Isn't
for some reason. I don't know if he's still alive. He looks like he's still alive.
Yeah.
I thought I added that to the stream. Oh, there it is.
It looks like it's the beginning.
Is my internet going haywire again?
Yeah, something that's supposed to be of historical legitimacy is going to have Shroud in the name. It's one of those cosmic tongue-in-cheeks.
I don't even know what that
Shroud, yeah, because the evidence of this is shrouded.
Yeah, I like your viewpoint on that, actually.
No, it's pretty much, it's a shroud. It's a burial cloth.
Shrouded. The Shroud of Turin.
It's from Turin.
The evidence is shrouded.
Yeah, that's a good observation for sure.
The shroud itself that's
So
been
we'll
studied,
put it in like fast.
been studied in the Vatican is again now what an allegory, because there's an actual shroud. It's there, and it's a cloth, and that form of cloth for burial is called a shroud. So I don't think that there's anything hidden message there at all.
Fast forward 1.5, and I guess we'll leave the quality. We'll put it at 7p.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's play this. Insane stuff. Let's see Jason prove the Shroud of Turin. I want to see this.
Special. I'm going to finish the book of Matthew.
And everything's blocked and slow.
So we've left the parables, right, in Matthew.
All right, so it's already bugging of the video to 360. We'll let it buff a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see. Fucking internet today, man. Oh, Jesus, man. I'm going to turn off my camera, maybe save up some bandwidth.
Is that cosmetic warrior? Is that literally Satanic warrior that's fooling around?
Very historical account. There's no allegory. There's no the kingdom of heaven is this way. It starts to be like this happened historically. So this is a crucifixion. This is the resurrection that we're talking about. So
say something first. This is an allegory. What he's about to say is an allegory. Guaranteed. Just want to say that first before he says something first.
Presentation, so that when we end up getting to 27 and 28, it will have more of an impact. All right. So I'm just going to wait a little bit.
Yeah, allegorically speaking, it will. Yeah, you're right.
Kai, you're going to love this one. This is going to be a long one. I'll take the time I need to get through it. Kai, I was just talking about, we're going to finish Matthew 27 and 28.
Now, wait a minute. Wasn't this the Shroud of Turin thing?
There's multiple things. There's Josephus.
Daily Bread Special Edition, Matthew chapter 27 and 28. I thought he was going to do the Shroud of Turin thing.
We will do the Shroud of Turin. What you should do is just fast forward. This is kind of like a preliminary, and you should go to when I start the PowerPoint presentation. Especially that it's slow and bugging. It's too bad there.
Hold on a sec.
Maybe I should put it at 1.5.
Something's a little odd here. I don't know.
Well, it's your band.
Anyway,
it's bad.
We'll see. Maybe I'm mistaken, but he sent me a text. I guess I'm going mad at people.
Prior to that, I want to show some historical evidence outside of the Bible of Jesus Christ being historically true. Now, is he divine? Did he resurrect? This is not what they're going to prove, but they're going to prove that the story about it happened, that the people of that time believed that it was true.
Love you, sweetheart.
And that's the most important, because a lot of people are not just non-believers. They're literally saying, no, he didn't even exist. This is like mythology. There wasn't even Christ at all. Yet the writings.
Geez, Patrick, what's happening to your feed? It's like
of the rabbinical writings post Jesus crucifixions talk horribly about that existed, would have said he never existed. Yet there's only hatred for Christ
Boy, if this is like, it's really bad, Pat. Like it's cutting out. You can't even understand.
In rabbinical writings. There is a Josephus Flavius documented the happened post-crucifixion too. So he was a Jewish historian, and we're also going to look at what do the academics say about Jesus, not what people say on the internet or unfortunately the community that we have to deal with. And I'm going to leave it at that. Just completely even wiping off the historical Jesus to make him some mythology.
Oh,
So it's important
sneakers.
that we start before
Yeah,
going to 27
he's
and
talking
28
about me, obviously.
with some evidence.
Yes, Patrick, I am talking about you and your community, but I'm pretty sure if you look through, besides pointing it out, call me out, but I think I'm very respectful.
So that
For sure, he's he like we don't know that you're talking about me, Jason. It's like pretty obvious.
Yeah, I know, but Patrick, I am talking about you, but I don't have to tell everybody that it's about you guys. I'm acknowledging that there's a community that, does that. If I even do further on mention it, pretty sure it's going to be respectful. Like there's nothing wrong me calling you guys out. Like you started as well. And, I'm fine with that. You started poking my side of the forest and I'm completely fine. We'll do a little back and forth. I just hope that it is actually the content and not just like the typical character assassination.
27 and 28, those last two chapters of Matthew, hopefully will have more of an impact. We're going to briefly look at the Shroud of Turin. That was dated to medieval times, but that has been acknowledged that they took a piece of this cloth with the image of a crucified man. They analyzed carbon dating
The way
on
he
a
was just
repaired area.
deferring to the authority,
So there is now more
appeal to authority by talking
Yeah.
about the, we're gonna.
Yeah, when it comes to people on the internet saying that he's just a myth, and there's been plenty of other gods that way. You guys are getting it. I know where you get it, Zeitgeist. You get it online and stuff like that. No, I don't appeal to authority, but well, sometimes I do. But if I'm trying to talk about the Shroud of Turin, I will use the information that these people analyze. Like, I don't know, it's not appealing to authority. I'm trying to say what science says about it.
Stick to
Or else we're just a bunch of guys Googling stuff and like, it's like, okay, that website said it. It's like, okay, where did that website get it? Well, I don't know.
the academics instead of people on the internet. That comment as well, the whole appeal to authority. Yeah, the academics. Okay,
Yeah.
right.
I'm fine with that. I am appealing to the academics in this video because I'm curious what people that put actual science to prove, like, is this a painting? What's up with it? But I forgot. Never mind. Which one is stopped? I think it's there. Patrick's probably bugged out. Volume's on.
All right. Sorry, I was just texting in the chat. Thank you, Jimmy Shively, for your contribution, brother. Much love, man. I just saw that you have contributed.
proof with more sophisticated technology that is showing a lot more evidence of the date being a lot closer to the time of the crucifixion. That being said, when it was dated the 1500s, science, the scientists that worked on it, who were some atheists, there was a Jewish people, not one of them says that basically science doesn't know how, if it's a forgery, to get that kind of image on a cloth. There is, before I go and start the presentation, I'd like to show you an awesome presentation done by me on my channel of the Shroud of Turin.
This is a waste of time because I wanted to show my previous Shroud of Turin, but I end up like pretty much going through the same PowerPoint. So it's too bad. You should advance it because this is, probably another 5 minutes before we get to the PowerPoint.
I'm actually going to go through that PowerPoint PowerPoint presentation that I did, but just very quickly. And that's a presentation, the Shroud of Turin, that I will keep on adding upon as I do my research on it. And then I'll pass it on to you guys. So I'm just going to look for that specific one. I think that after this special edition Daily Bread, go see that one. I got a lot of positive feedback. People have been, telling me that was the best Shroud of Turin presentation.
Well, it's good because no one's attacking my character or my hat or anything like that. So that's good. Thank you.
I
Okay,
also take
so
a kind of medical.
I was right. This is
angle
the
to it,
Shroud of Turin
talking
thing.
about crush
I'm good.
syndrome, pulmonary edema, all these things that happened, like an autopsy on the shroud. Is the image of
So they've
is
done
the image of Turin the
autopsies
image of Jesus? So
on
it's
a
like
piece
3
of
hours
cloth.
of information.
Yeah, there are medical examiners that were able to look at the image of the shroud, the nail marks, the blood, which way it was going, and they were able to actually get a lot of information. As far as the medical aspect, we are talking about forensics and stuff like that are explaining how the crucifixion is actually a form of suffocation, slow suffocation. Also, we will look at all the flogging marks and what happens when you have massive tissue trauma. Rhabdomyolysis, there's crush syndrome. When he was stabbed with, after he had died, they put the spear through him and water and blood came in. The reason there was significant water was because of the pleural effusion, which is water that collects around the lung, basically. When you lose a lot of blood, it's not just red blood cells. Blood has many components. It has the red blood cells, white blood cells, plasma. It also has a protein called albumin. And albumin creates a viscosity to the blood. And if you're losing a lot of blood, you're losing albumin. And then your blood becomes very watery and it starts going out of the things. It'll start going around the heart. You'll get a pericardial infusion. You'll get pulmonary edema, water in the lungs. Anyways, I go through it. So yeah, you can get a lot of information.
For you. Sorry.
This is what you're saying, Jason.
Yep.
So yeah,
They have done
They did an
autopsies
experiment on a grape.
on a piece of cloth. So what did they do? They took a
Well, if you play it, you'll see what I mean.
scalpel and they split the cloth open to see like what was inside.
It's like saying they did a
Am I
surgery on
like
a
getting
grape.
this? Am I getting this right? Am I getting this right, Christos?
No, you're getting it wrong.
Yes.
Is this what I'm hearing? Okay, good, because I thought I was losing my mind. But I'm all right. I'm listening to this. I'll continue. Hopefully, I won't lose my mind before the end of it.
it's going to take the time that it's going to take.
See,
'cause this is
now
very
it's going
important.
to take
I
the
want
time
believers to
it's going
leave
to
here
take for me to lose my mind, Jason. Thank you very much.
on fire for Christ with the evidence that I'm going to show you, because we get bombarded in our ears from non-believers and from some that are beyond non-believers, straight out haters.
Okay, which am I? Am I a non-believer or a straight out hater? Which one would you like sticker me, Jason? I'd like to know. It's like I'm pretty curious.
Well, with all due respect,
So this was 7 months ago.
Give me
For
a
me,
sec.
a tiny little channel, 329 views. That's pretty good for me.
a couple of days ago, you're talking about how crusty the blood of Christ would be. You're laughing with that lady when you're doing the British accent. So I think, and you actually admitted that you hate my belief. You even spoke about going into a church and proclaiming the truth. So I think that is quite obvious, and I don't think that I'm putting words in your mouth. I don't think it's disrespectful to say that, yeah, you hate Christianity, and therefore that's why there's so much hatred from this community.
Oh,
So
okay.
we
Yeah.
even go through.
It's like, okay, and you know why
matzah,
he's
which is the
saying
bread
that.
that
Okay, whoa. You know why he's saying that, guys? Because in the text that I sent him, I told him, like when the day that I invited him up on channel, we had like 72 people watching. And I told him, I said, come on, this is good for your channel. Just come on up and let's hash it out. and you're gonna get like some viewers or some subscribers maybe or something. It's just good.
Why would I want any of the subscribers from your community that hate Christianity? Actually, I spoke with you, and I said to come on my channel. And this is what I basically wrote. Good showing. Is it worth my time watching your stream? Are you dealing with the content and giving opinions, or are you just a mock fest? Not wasting time listening to people, not actually engaging with the content, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, I told him, do you know the difference between not seeing or understanding and actually understanding but just not believing? I was of your beliefs before being saved, and in fact, I can articulate, in my opinion, way better what you're talking about. I said, I understand your belief. I just don't believe them. You understand my belief, and you just don't believe it. It has nothing to do with intelligence, so why are we in an endless loop? When I say you're blind, it means that you're blind to the truth of the gospel, not the comprehension of it. And when you say I'm blind, it's that I'm blind to your truth. And in fact, I'm not completely blind to your truth because I do believe in the chakras and certain things. So in fact, my faith is much wider. It encompasses a lot of what perhaps you believe. In my opinion, you're the one that's limited.
Good for you, bro. I have I have a really good audience right now. It's a good time to come and profit of that audience. And,
I was going to go on, and then you popped up Zetetic's Warriors feed, where he calls my wife a whore. And I said, can I come on? And you were like, yeah, just a minute. I'm going to put the video up of you mocking. And everybody was attacking even my hat. So not too inviting. I'm not going to go and talk with you if you're literally putting a video insulting pretty much everything about me. Not a good start.
Oh, it's not about the numbers, it's about the quality, and then. So he never really did want to show up. So, and he's like, so this is why he's commenting that. This is why he's saying that.
I rather comment from a distance so that I can actually talk.
Because I figured, I just wanted to help him out, man. It's like I
appreciate the helping out.
I don't have any animosity towards Jason in any real sense.
No, when we talk offline on Messenger and stuff like that, it's always respectful. He always wishes me the best. I always wish him the best. On screen, well, you got to make the content.
I just think that what he's saying is just full of shit.
That's fine.
I'm being honest, man. Just being honest.
Why don't you actually get to the presentation and then call it?
It's like, I still like you, man. Just
me too.
Like, I don't know. If you keep talking bullshit, I'm just going to keep telling you and everybody else that it's bullshit.
Okay. And once in a while, I'll react to it. Not all of it, but once in a while when I got some time, if I'm bored.
Get with the program, bro.
Did you get with the program? Okay. So you want me to get with the program. So you're acknowledging that you are programmed. I don't really believe that, but that's kind of lingo you do.
Use in their festival, Passover, take, and it is unleavened bread because yeast represents sin and pride that puffs up, right? So this is unleavened, and it's supposedly the Jews were told to do this, but we know that
sure they were. Yeah, right. Who's backstage? Who's backstage? Greg.
Like, this is literally just what the Jews do. Is the Jewish nation in the past, is that completely like they don't exist? Like the Jews just are an allegory as well? Because no, this is research about Jewish culture, how they prepare the festivities, the festivals, the appointed time.
Guys, remind me who Greg is.
Random. Never heard of him.
I don't know no
He would
nigga
make
named
himself
Greg.
more known by now. If this is someone
don't
that
know.
actually was in the community, they
I
would
don't
probably be putting
remember.
something in the chat by now.
I think I remember seeing Greg at some certain point. Not sure if he's one of the good ones or the bad ones.
No, dude. I remember specifically that name when you had people keep popping up the P bombers. So,
Okay.
yeah. So
Oh, he's one of
be
those.
careful, I guess.
Oh, I think I do
Yeah.
remember that. Maybe, I don't know.
I remember the name Greg, and I don't remember it being in good circumstances.
Same here.
Random person
Same here. I got like that odd feeling that yeah, it's like it's good to follow our instincts, you know. It's like Greg, you don't have a good name. It's like I don't know. Let's see your face. Like cam up. Let's see your face. Let's see what's going on with you.
Yes, I literally remember you telling Greg to cam up before. Like this is why I was like, nah.
It's funny. I never trust the Greg guy. It's like every time a Greg shows, I was like, hey, you, who are you, man? Show your face. Show your face. Show yourself. Greg. Greggy baby. Come on, boy. Turn that camera.
Okay, I'm just fast forwarding till we get to
It could be like an amount
presentation.
every day over a certain amount of time. It could be a small amount. And you know, after a long while, it's like, oh, okay, this guy's really awesome.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the
You're
presentation
muted or you're muted.
because basically that's the content. This is where it starts. So now I want to hear what they have to say to this. A lot more interesting.
Either one. Now you're muted again, but I can see it.
I think that's Rob, or is it Paul? No, Paul would have talked by now. Must be Rob. I don't know. Maybe it's just,
Maybe you're right. Maybe it is Rob. I thought he was here. Now I'm all mixed up.
he had left.
I didn't see him leave. I'm ascending super hard right now. That is an
At least we got because it started like not at start, thank goodness. So at 3 hours,
awesome name.
6.
Oh, that's okay.
Check out the name. I'm stepping.
Oh no! They made his head like purple. The astral projection colors of his head and body right there.
Oh my god. No, sympathetic warriors in chat. He's not up here. This is Semitic warrior. This must be Pineal Power or something. Who is this, man? Semitic warrior. Rob's in chat, so he's not up here. Why is it that we got people coming up on stage?
Who is the cosmetic warrior? Is that Zetetic?
Not talking, man. Who the fuck are you? Okay.
You gotta be careful though as well. You know, I'm sure someone could get privy to the fact that we're doing this whole like satanic warrior bit, and they could just come up with one of those letters and names, and it could just be one of the P bombers. You know, catching on to what we're doing and finding a way to.
Well, that's why I just like I put him backstage. And
Right,
whoever it is, cam
careful.
up, or I don't know who it is, and all of a sudden I got a bad feeling.
Yeah, smart move. Call like what? Like porn bombing. It's like you bring somebody on, and there goes your stream.
And it could have just been some insecure, scared person that doesn't want to actually talk or participate, but they want to contribute some type of memery to the panel, so they're just gonna put on a picture, come up, and then leave. So there's that too.
Still backstage for some reason.
They might not have any P bombing intentions, but nonetheless,
Go.
it's too bizarre. We gotta slow our roll. I agree.
Oui. C'est très bizarre. Très bizarre. Very bizarre.
Prop this up on the Bible. All right.
He popped it up on his Bible.
Okay. As you can see, this is the
I actually have 4. He has a Bible. I have 4 Bibles. I have like.
I propped it on a Bible. Are we gonna be like comparing Bibles? Look at this! I got the special edition.
4 different Christianity denomination Bibles. You have 1. So I referenced 4 of them, but you referenced just
I'm not
1.
gonna
Okay,
go
whatever.
grab
It's
the
okay. It's good. It's okay. I'm not the real Christian that you claim you are, right? I'm just like some pseudo Christian.
So
Who
now
is
the
just
people
like,
who have the more Bibles are holier. By the way, if you use Logos software, you have every single possible Bible, and you can look at the original manuscripts, and you can just choose whatever you want: ESV, NIV, King James, New King James, Jerusalem Bible, Greek Bible. So now you can just all have it at your fingertips. You can have every edition. Just go to Logos software.
I think he said I was like
Yeah, you're a
psychopathic one time.
Gnostic.
I never said ever. Find me where I said that you're a psychopath.
Yeah, but he also mentioned like he came up and he was like, breaking down my type of personality and saying I was like psychopathic.
Patrick, now that you said that, please show me. See, what you're talking about is when I did the video about the Kundalini. Never mentioned you, never mentioned your channel, spoke about my personal experience with Kundalini and something happening to one of my friends. And my friend, that's not you, had a psychosis. And when you read about the Kundalini, you can have a spiritual emergence, or you can have a really rough time, a spiritual emergency.
And
I'm not making up spiritual emergency. Look it up. A lot of people that speak about it can speak about negative effects that can occur. You're not playing with, toys here. You're playing with chakras. You're playing with very important and powerful things. These are spiritual centers. Just like our organs physically, we have spiritual organs. And I feel that when you play with them, that it's dangerous. I feel that you should invite the Holy Spirit, and it's the Holy Spirit that will align and play with those chakras. I don't think it's a good idea, and it's my personal thing, that the serpent energy is a good idea, and I believe in it. I just don't think it's a good idea.
But I mean, Zetetic Warrior said the same thing too. So I mean, I guess I'm starting to think, well, maybe I am a psychopath. I don't know.
I never said
You
that.
just have a lot of built up anger from your past.
I'm gonna have to look into that psychopath thing. Maybe they're onto something.
Well, they is not me. So I'm not part of the they. Never, ever called you a psychopath, crazy, or anything. This, Patrick, remembers how it started. You thought, you took offense. The whole time you were spitting literally on my religion, and I was fine with it. I kept myself calm. I do one video that has nothing to do with you, has to do with the Kundalini. You take it completely out of context. You think it's completely about you. And then you bring Zetetic Warrior there, who doesn't know me. You guys watch about 1 to 2 minutes, and you brought somebody else, in my opinion, to fight your battle. And that's how the story went.
Oh, Mitchell dropped out. It's coming back in again. It's like that was wow.
I think
Get back to
psychopath
the-
has a negative connotation. It's not that bad.
Sorry, Mitchell, I didn't hear you. Something else was playing in my ear. What did you say?
My bad. I was just saying, I think psychopath has a negative connotation. It's not that bad. I'm just kind of joking around, but I get called.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
You use
It's
it so
not kind of-
loosely these days. I know what you mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Physical image.
I'm like trying to get through and then slow it down.
We see, I mean, some bring it a little too far with blue eyes, but this image resembles very closely the Shroud of Turin and the image that science has no clue to this day how it got on there, right? I like how they...
That is fact. Go check it. That's when I go to science, right? Because like you can say it's fake, you can say it's a painting. So I go there and I find out these people that are not Christians doing examinations of the shroud objectively and coming to their own conclusions.
They focused initially when they carbon dated.
How about they had really fucking awesome artists back then, and like epic artists like Leonardo da Vinci type people. You know what I'm saying? And they like really had like this. Had to come up with it. Come on, man. Think about it. Think about it. This is like to keep the hoax alive for sure.
This is actually the first slide. We have not gotten into any content yet, so let it run.
Sure, they'll invent like the sheet that Jesus was wrapped around when he was crucified and buried. Okay, for some reason I can't see your face. Damn it. Semitic Warrior shows his face. Hold on a second, sir. Okay, go ahead, show your face. For some reason, I couldn't see it. Oh, come on. Oh, it's oh god. And I left him backstage all this time, man. What a fucking plot. Yesterday he was prosthetic warrior. Today he's Semitic warrior. Tomorrow.
Yeah, I was banging Beth Dutton to settle her down so I can talk.
I have to admit, though, this is the first time that they're not just, sitting there trashing my character. So thank you.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Can you put me full
Save
screen?
your
I want to see my
podcast.
picture.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. I was like,
Uh-oh.
Semitic warrior full screen.
All right, yeah, that's good. That works.
I have
No comment.
one in chat now. We got diabetic warrior in chat.
Oh, that ain't right.
That's first for me. I've never seen that one before. Diabetic warrior. So what do you
Diabetic.
think about Jason and what he's doing right now, Paul?
He's a fucking douche.
I'm a douche. Now we're starting with the insults instead of concentrating on the content.
Yeah, for real.
You hear that, Jason? The king of enslavement.
Yeah, spraying nicotine
Yes, I heard that, Patrick.
under your tongue wasn't falling short of the glory of the Most High. Letting that goofy bitch run you around the house was.
Well, there you go. You've heard it from the king of
Haven't started the presentation yet. Nothing. Just get it started before calling me a douche.
enslavement himself, Jason. You're gonna have to get your act together, bro.
Posted that all over on the news and stuff like that to make sure that this world and the prince of this air would deceive them.
Back to slow. I hope he lets it play a little bit more.
Now they didn't focus on, yeah, we think it's medieval because we kind of carbon dated it, but we still don't know how the image. What do you mean you still don't know how to get the image? We're like, we're
Just like they don't know how the pyramids were built.
2023.
Pyramids interest me. You see, probably if we would talk about pyramids, we would be on the same page. And in fact, JD, Garland Farms, well, he said this months ago. I don't know why it's taking so long, but he has a presentation on the pyramid. See, look at when I go with my brother on Bruce C. Zoll. He does not believe in Christianity. He's more that we're seeded possibly by aliens, that it is intergalactic, extraterrestrial. And I take the interdimensional route. I'm more like the first book of Enoch, Genesis 6, angels, Nephilim, all that stuff. But we get along because we don't trash each other.
Why can't we do it? Hey, we're sending things to Mars. Okay, we like playing with genetics now, but we just can't figure out how this medieval forgery was created. So yeah, here's just like the typical.
Any chance this guy isn't gay?
I just go through.
Any
Second insult.
chance? I mean, just the overt effeminate affect, the being run by the woman at the house, the vagina on the bottom of his face. I mean, seriously, that's what this all just fucking boils down to.
Patrick, this is what I was talking about. If you guys are claiming in your community that you have the truth about spirituality and enlightenment, tell me, like, it's quite obvious. Like, is that enlightenment? Where is that coming from? Isn't that coming from the ego?
These folks need Jeebus because I think this man wants to be a woman. He was born in a man's body. A woman born in a man's body. He's one of those people.
Man.
I have a feeling that
That's right. I have 7 kids, so I had to overcompensate, kind of like a guy with a small wee and has a Corvette. So I was like, oh, I'm so gay. I'm just gonna get married and have like tons of kids. No one will know. Kind of like a Seinfeld, I think he's gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Did you see that Seinfeld episode?
he was raised by his mother. His mother was,
Oh, yeah.
single
Spirit of the
parent.
mom.
Ooh, watch out. Are you going to go after literally another woman? Because you guys already, as you know, as a TEDx, went after my wife being a whore. A second person, when I had went on, called my wife a whore. Now we're getting into my mom. Patrick, you know my mom, right? And we know stuff about you that I would never share because it'd be humiliating.
Mo. Deep.
Yeah, and
Deep inside.
she was raising 2 boys. I don't know if the father was around or not, but
My dad died when I was 2. a motor vehicle accident. He was became a quadriplegic at the neuro, and when they did a tracheostomy, I mean, obviously this is like 35 plus years. He aspirated, which is stomach content going in the lung, and it was just too much, and he died.
I don't see the father around. Maybe he's
Yeah, he needs a daddy. OTW, get him over here, man, so we can fucking foster this child.
He's live right now. I mean, I don't even know. Maybe he's. Hold on. Let me go check.
We
Maybe
got to
he
go
dropped
in
the
there.
link. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what?
See, why do, like a lot of people, even the comments said it's time, you know, Jason, it's time to dust off your feet and move on. Who said that comment? In the live chat. Oh. Anyways, the first comment was like, Jason, just dust off your feet and walk away. But for me, it's important because, like I said, it doesn't matter if you know the mysteries of the universe, if you're not acting with charity and love and respect, especially for people that are different from you, then Semitic warrior is showing his character. He's showing what kind of fruit he is. And that's why, in a way, I'm like, okay, I want my community to see this, to show that the beliefs that you have, the Gnostic beliefs that are tied in with Eastern, do not create any character change. I'm not putting you down, but the excessive marijuana smoking, okay, and down here, Semitic warrior, nothing but insults. And I want people to see what kind of inner transformation this Christ consciousness that this group has. And it's going to be quite obvious to anybody that Semitic warrior is pumping out some pretty bad fruit from his tree.
I'm going to commission my people. Yeah, I'm going to commission my people right now. Go on and let this guy know that he's got the spirit of his mama and he needs a daddy, and that he should come on over.
So they're sending over trolls. The moderator said that there was about 15. I just saw one that was like, "Hail Satan, hail Satan."
In the chat box,
talk to him in chat. I can't. I'm blocked in his chat box. Funny enough.
Oh man.
So anything
you're blocked? Well, if you are blocked, I'll unblock you.
I type there, nobody sees. Yeah.
If you got a 4-person audience, you can't afford to be blocking people, pal.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said before. He's like, okay, anybody says anything derogatory, I'm blocking them.
Yeah. Again, Jesus at one point said a parable that if you don't drink my blood and eat my flesh, you can't be part of me. You know how many people left? A lot. He didn't run and go, no, you don't understand. I'm talking about. No, he let people go. Why would I want views to go up when it's a bunch of people that are just going to be just as disgusting and perverted as Semitic warrior in my chat?
Like right away. Like,
all right, yeah, I'm on it.
He's like, only giving one chance. That's
yeah.
It. Is he live still, or is he like, did he finish?
70 last
no, he's
mark?
still alive.
Because the daily bread, okay, is for Christians or people open to Christianity. This is what we do in the morning to gain the Holy Spirit, to be able to walk in the Spirit and not the flesh. You don't just like say, today I walk in the Spirit.
I just checked.
It's okay. I brought everything back up to date. I didn't like go through the whole week, like freaking 50 minutes of video. We didn't.
Oh yeah, I let him know.
Bring it right up to. Why isn't I'm not seeing what you're saying? Hold on, let's see.
He's got me blocked too.
My message literally didn't go through within like a half second.
Well, I know the mod blocked it, and yeah, Patrick, you actually were blocked. I just unblocked you.
I don't. Does he have the whole community blocked? I mean, what?
I'm not seeing any messages being typed in his chat.
Wow.
Let me see Semitic Warrior.
Someone gave him the
Sense
warning.
Future
Get
channel
ready
said
for
something in the chat.
Unslavia.
There we are. Semitic Warrior channel. Can't find him. So, dude, I can't even find your channel. I mean, so far, it's only Semitic Warrior that has been like spewing out hatred. Nothing to say yet about Christos or Mitchell, or actually Patrick. Just to let you know, now that we got to the PowerPoint, you guys have been stopped for a long time. There's nothing about the content yet. You don't even know what I mean about the shroud. In the morning, the daily bread, okay, is spiritual, okay? Why would I want people that are really hating while I'm doing the daily bread, when the daily bread is for the 20 people that come? So during the daily bread, I don't want you guys there because you guys hate what I'm saying. So why would I have that during the morning assembly? I told you, see what happened, Pat, is I invited you onto my channel. For some reason, you want me to go on your channel. You can still come on my channel. Yes, I would rather have one-on-one. Why would I want Semitic Warrior up there calling, talking about my mother and things like that? Like I said, is this guy enlightened? Because I'll tell you one thing, if he was with a group of Christians, he would be out of the group. I see nothing but ego and hatred. Is he starting? I'm just going to fast forward. Okay. Every time I speed it up, and then he presses play. Let's see how long. Can he last like 2 minutes without stopping? You see what I mean? Like, how can, like, it's cut, it's stopped, it's cut. This comes from a lecture on the Shroud of Turin from a forensic pathologist. And there was one about the autopsy explaining that if you look at the blood, the person was in this position when they died, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, I look at the lectures, and then after I collect, and then I present.
Yeah, they got all of my accounts blocked somehow, and I never been over there.
Human recognition, like he didn't look human anymore.
I can't even find your channel.
Well, you know what? Somebody that beaten, that swollen, okay.
They should say it in chat. But Jason's too dumb. He never looks at chat while he's doing his presentation.
Bro, but tell me how I have.
All right, that's the first insult. I'm dumb. I didn't call you anything.
Both the PIMP and Paul Unslave channels banned, and I never even been over there.
No, live at the end, I go, Paul Unslaved is not a band. Now, if the moderator, I know the moderator said I kicked 15 out because this is an assembly of believers, right? This is to inspire believers and possibly people that might be open to it. So no, I don't want people like Semitic Warrior talking about my mother. Why would I do that when we're trying to inspire our faith?
So they got me
Maybe he
blocked
went
out,
hunting
right?
for you. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
he
the
went out
enemy.
hunting for you, probably. Yeah, and he
You're not the enemy. What comes out of your mouth is foul, and I won't tolerate it during daily bread.
got all your channels and everything, and he fucking blocked it all.
Which channels does he
He's
have?
crazy. This guy. He's insane.
Yeah, he
So you just said that I called you a psychopath. Okay. I challenge you, Patrick, on that. Show me where I ever called you anything close to psychopath, crazy, or anything like that. But you just did. Is this an enlightened approach? Again, where did that come from? Did that come from your ego or did that come from your Christ consciousness?
wanted to make sure that I couldn't say anything before I even said anything. So he was like,
I didn't block you, but I'm glad the mod blocked you because you are anti-Semitic, so you're against the Jews, and obviously you hate the Christians too. Yeah, you deserve to be blocked.
dirty, and that makes sense. He seems neurotic. He is a small hat person, and we know those folks tend to be neurotic. So they're really proactive. Like they will go and figure.
This guy, all he is saying is foul language. I'm glad that people will see this because it just shows that their belief puffs them up. You know, it actually says knowledge puffs you up. The only knowledge that will humble you is Christianity. All the other ones is I did it, I'm enlightened, I'm knowledgeable. I did that. Big, puffy, knowledgeable person, able to spit out all sorts of cool spiritual phrases, and yet inside, I didn't feel the presence of God that much. And I tried, and it seemed like it was my will, and now it's still my will, but I have a helper. They even say it. The Holy Spirit is a helper.
Figure out who's who and block them so you can't come over and make even more of a fool out of him. So he's another Semitic warrior, I suspect. That's what his new moniker will. He is one of the Semitic warriors.
All Christians acknowledge that the Jews are a light unto the Gentile. The 12 disciples were Jews. Jesus is a Jew. Most of the followers after that were Jews and Greeks. So Christianity, if you actually know the Bible, is not anti-Semitic. It's extremely Jewish. Everything about it. That's why I'm always going to the Old Testament to show why they're saying stuff and why things are happening in the New Testament. I just see hatred, dude, from Semitic Warrior.
I'm
Shut the door.
I'm like, I don't even know what to say, man. Yeah.
How about press play so we can hear stuff? My audience, okay, I want to show. I haven't even been given like more than not even a minute at a time. We'll see. Once he starts it, we'll see how long it lasts.
Oh, now Christina's over on Jason's. This is great.
Okay, so you're sending trolls over during my daily bread, and you think it's great. Again, is this Christ consciousness? Where's that coming from? Where is it coming from that you called me dumb? Where's it coming from? Sending trolls over. Is that enlightened? Because I'm not seeing very good fruit coming from this community.
Yeah,
But you know
Jason
what's
John
funny?
Schwartz
Yeah.
SWARTZ.
Is that
And then you can ask him why he has my channel names banned when I've never even been over there.
show me your channel names and I will make sure to ban everything, because everything coming out of your mouth is hatred. It's from pride and ego, because you're not acknowledging that you are a sinner. Therefore, all of these people, what I dislike in them is sin. It's just sin. It's just the same root that everybody has, just popping up like a different tree. Except you guys are sometimes trying to prune the tree, and you will never sever the root of sin, because you have to go through Christ.
Or is he that much of a scared bitch?
Yeah, people say like you guys gotta help out, help Jason. Like, he's got to unban people. This is stupid.
No, I'm not on banning. Okay, when 2 or 3 Christians are together, there's Christ's Spirit in the midst of us, right? So Paul writes a letter and says that I can't be there physically, but I'm there with you in spirit. Therefore, the nice people here that are Christians during my stream, because we're more and more people, hey, we're 2, we're 3. Most of the time I get like 10, and then after it goes up maybe to 80, and 10 believers together, that's wonderful. Quality over quantity.
You know, how do you, he's got, but what I don't understand is YouTube is still telling us that he's got only 4 viewers watching, which is peculiar.
Yeah, that is weird, because see, I don't look at that. I have my phone. So you're saying that I'm an idiot not looking at the comments because I have my phone. That way I can just scroll through here looking, and I don't have to stop the stream. If that's stupid because it creates less dead airtime, then so be it.
Something's going on there. Hold on,
I'm gonna do maybe another 10 minutes. I bet you we won't even get through any of the slide or even to the next one. And then maybe tomorrow when I have time, I'll look at them. The most important should be what their beliefs and faith, right? Whatever that is, what kind of fruits are coming? I don't see any good fruit. I see puffed up ego and pride. But I'll let the viewers decide.
refresh another page here and go see how many actual viewers he has, because something's
on this. You know where it says the analytics? It said that I had like 17.
wrong. There's a bunch of our people over there. It should be okay. He's at 13 viewers right now.
I think it went up to 17, but to be honest, probably the majority of them, right, are you and your trolls, your minions.
So he must be really happy now, not actually understanding what's going on.
You should know that as a Christian, I'm throwing this out there, and God will use it if he needs it. I could care less about the amount of people watching. If somebody, for some reason, falls on it, and that's how God set up that event, and they just happen to watch the video, and it plants a seed, and it saves one person from perishing and missing out on eternity, I'm happy. I did my job. If I get one person,
He's like, he might.
and the fact that I'm interacting with your community, people are like, just stop it, Jason, just stop. I'm like, no, because you guys are the ones that need what I'm presenting. So what, I should not interact with those that are perishing. No, I want to save you. I don't want you to have just this life, okay, spinning around with a philosophy that just spews hatred and trolling. It's important. Hopefully, maybe you'll reflect on, go, geez, it's true.
Might think.
No way. He has my third one blocked too. What's going on here, man?
I don't know.
I find that hard to believe. He's got my third channel blocked too. I didn't even use that one anywhere. I haven't even used that anywhere.
I mean, you look at Psalms, the first thing it says, don't put yourself with wicked people. Like, don't be in that environment. So I can look now from a distance. That way I'm concentrating on content, and that's fine. So just keep on spilling out the content. I have no desire to actually go on your platform. If you're insulting my wife, if you're insulting my mother, Patrick.
I think people might just be blocking super quickly the comments because that happened to me at first. Nothing was showing up at first.
Yeah, I said,
I don't know if it's a glitch or
that this is a spiritual assembly. Block all the minions.
if he really has you blocked. I mean, he is prescribed the ADD method, or amphetamines or whatever he takes. Like I was talking about earlier, so he could be that proactive.
We have Donnie Darko over there. It's like everybody's over there. He's got
So I'm a gay, dumb, amphetamine using, whipped. Maybe I like to be whipped. There's some guys that like that. In fact, because I'm a mama's boy, my wife actually has the pants in like when she's doing some things, the real man work, I wear tight skirts and I make sandwiches.
presently 15 people watching right now.
You can let it play.
Hold on, let me bring everything back into live stream.
And then air goes in, and then passively relax. And this is how your diaphragm.
You're skipping full of stuff, eh? Like the presentation is presented one slide after another so that there's a coherence. So you just go there and then you jump here when I'm talking about postural asphyxiation. So you got the diaphragm. So I'm explaining that if you're crucified this way, you have to actually pull up with the nails that are between the radial and the ulnar. And you have to push up. And then after you have room to take a breath. But when you're hanging this way, like go hang on a branch and like try and breathe. You're going to notice your breathing's a lot more shallow. So for some reason, now you've jumped to this. No context. No one understands anything.
Work to move your lung. It's a muscle. But if you are crucified in this posture, when you're in this posture,
I'm going back to save that. With that full screen, dude.
Then
oh, never mind. I'll just go to his video.
Romans crucified people. So why don't you look it up? And it explains what crucifixion does. If you don't understand what the diaphragm is or postural asphyxiation, it's suffocation. Okay, if you don't understand that word, it's postural suffocation, and you guys are laughing as if it's not true. Well, sorry, it just means, and I'm not saying you're ignorant, but you're ignorant of the facts. And you jumped right here. So you're never going to be able to properly debate or comment on my content. Semitic Warrior, though, he's doing a great job.
Okay. And then take a decent breath again, pushing off the ankles and between the wrists. You have to push yourself up to be able.
Yeah, he was nailed through the ankles.
Very fitting with that dinosaur
That's
noise
why
he made at one
Jesus,
time.
the festival was starting, and there were the left and the right crucified. There might have been more people crucified, but let's go with the three that are in the Bible. In the prophecy, it says that Messiah, not one bone will be broken. Okay, but the left and the right criminals that were also crucified, they wanted them to die. They knew that usually a crucifixion takes a long time. So the high priest didn't want this during their holy festival. Yeah, they were concerned about, their holy festival while they literally crucify God in the flesh, their king and their Messiah. Oops. So anyways, going like this, and what happened is they were like, to kill them fast, they would just grab and they would just smash this, are unable to breathe. They're breathing shallow. The dyspnea, the shortness of breath must be intense, and because they're making effort to breathe in, it creates a negative pressure that will suck in from the vessel's water.
So he's explaining what right now? What is he trying to?
Well, if you'd actually have listened to all the content, what I'm explaining is the process of crucifixion and its purpose and what happens. A lot of people just think, oh, they nailed them to the cross, they can't move, and eventually they die. That's not true. It is a position that causes slowly suffocation. And it also causes this water buildup, which is called pulmonary edema. And they have to go like this. If they're making breathing efforts with a flat diaphragm, they're making muscle effort with no air coming in. And that's a negative pressure within your within your lungs. And we have the capillary alveolar network, the air sacs, and they're just like this. This is where the diffusion, the alveoli and the capillaries. So if you are flattened your diaphragm and you're breathing shallow, you're sucking in with a lot of effort, those close vessels, the capillaries, it ends up sucking a negative pressure. So it's literally sucks water through the capillary to the alveoli. And the minute that you have water within the lung, it's called pulmonary edema. We have a surfactant, kind of like a fat, that is all throughout our lungs, and it allows the lungs to be supple, and without it, there'd be friction. The minute you have water entering into the lung, it washes out the surfactant. So on top of the suffocation because of the posture, you end up having a very, very stiff lung. It is a gruesome torture. So, okay, don't believe in Jesus, but you guys have jumped to this position. That's like way into my presentation. I don't know if you do it on purpose, Patrick, to maybe take like timestamps or something, but I don't think so, because I think you're doing it live. But 100%, you are jumping all around, so there's no continuity.
Explain there the literal crucifixion and what's going on and how Jesus suffered.
Yes, and I've learned that from watching the analysis by actual, forensic pathologists, and also people looking at the wounds, explaining that many stripes on this image, if that would happen, what would occur medically. Obviously, we know that there's hypovolemia, right? A loss of blood. Then there's probably dehydration, because it said that his tongue was sticking to his palate, kind of thing. So he's dehydrated. That causes less volume in your vessels. Lots of blood loss from the flogging. He had 170 stripes if we base it on the image of the shroud. Now, this major blood loss, right? You lose, when we think of blood, stop thinking it's just a red, okay? There's red blood cells, there's plasma, and there's albumin. And albumin loss creates a decrease in the viscosity of the blood, making it very thin. And this allows it then to pools around the heart, called the pericardial effusion. It causes a pulmonary edema, causes a pleural effusion, and hence why when they stabbed through his lung and heart, not only blood came out, but a large quantity of water.
What is he explaining? Can someone enlighten me, please? Can I get a little bit of an?
Why would anyone listen to any of these people about anything that's happened in the past with nothing to show today? It's bizarre.
The shroud is here, so we have something to show. I know we're not going to get it with the way that you're jumping around, But there's Josephus, Flavius, talks about Jesus. There are many writings. They even talk about John the Baptist. And this is a historian. So we have a shroud that science doesn't know how that image appeared. And if you'd listen and just actually have the decency to first listen and then comment, but like I should have a timer. How many? We might be at 3 minutes, but for some reason you're like right in the middle of the stream.
What he shows you today is
That's disingenuous.
his wife runs his house and his life.
See, it's all about the wife. It's all about the mother. And you know what? I know that you guys are going to do that. So I want to show people that your path leads nowhere. Okay? Because we can tell by the example that you guys are putting out, especially the anti-Semitic warrior.
There you go.
I could totally imagine the Christed being told to go upstairs by his mate. Hey, Jesus.
Shameful, Patrick. You know my wife. You know my mother. How can you say that you're enlightened?
Could you take this bullshit upstairs? Fine, honey. I'll be back later. Yeah.
If I want to do something, sometimes I don't want my granddaughter constantly, wanting attention. So I'll sneak upstairs sometimes and do it.
Not going to happen.
It's for
Can you and your 12 friends go out in the barn with the animals, please? Because
Yeah, right. That's when Jesus said, "Could you blow me, or keep?"
You know what I mean? Talking about like Jesus, asking to get blown. Disgusting, man. You are showing your colors, and that's why I'm here.
Your mouth shut. I'm like saving the world here, lady.
Horrible.
You are asphyxiated, and you develop pulmonary edema, which is water in the lung. Okay, that makes the lung extremely non-compliant. The minute you wash out with water, something called surfactant that allows the elasticity, it removes the friction.
I always have these. I always have these questions that come to mind when I see Jason explaining these things. So, how did they actually scientifically document what you're saying right now? Did they actually crucify somebody to do that? And then
Yes, but you've jumped all around, so you're not actually going to hear the reason.
And analyze.
Follow-up question. Follow-up question.
Okay, what's going to come up? Is this a follow-up question, or is this watch? It's going to just be talking about my wife or mother or whatever.
Related to what he was just speaking about, we want to know the elasticity of his vagina, his mangina.
See, true colors shining through.
Excuse me.
Right. So
Excuse me?
After
follow-up question.
Yeah, that's perfect. It's a really great follow-up question. Yeah. So I'm still wondering how they did that, how they figured all that out. What happens when somebody gets crucified? Did they have to do it to somebody, or did they like crucify a dead body that just recently died so they can get the best? How did they do that?
No, they used mannequins, but anybody knows that if you're going like this, there's postural asphyxiation. If you would look and you would have went and had the decency to just allow it to go a few minutes, stop it at a time, a few chunks at a time. So you'd see that at the end, I have a PubMed. And sorry, I'm a respiratory therapist. So yeah, I do understand positional suffocation.
I need explanations, people. I have too many questions.
I haven't heard one question. I've heard only insults. Maybe I'm wrong.
This is why I don't let folks who are from the synagogue of Shaitan speak about Jebus.
There, you see? I agree with you, Paul. But I mean, I still have to get down with it because, Jason, he's like my Talcott. You know what I mean? We gotta help him. We gotta convert him over back to the.
Well, if that's really what you're trying to do, saying I have a vagina, insulting my wife, insulting, my mother that raised me well, because a horrible tragedy happened. A 2-year-old lost his father. Christ consciousness is, guys, the enlightenment and the explosion of compassion, treat others the way you want to be treated, all that great stuff. It's just beaming from you.
To the, I don't know when he ever exchanged, like common sense for insanity.
So you're again saying that I called you a psychopath at one time. I am challenging you. Please show me when I ever said OTW or Patrick, and you've called me insane. You've called me dumb. You've called me all these things. You are a bad tree, it seems, because all the fruit coming is rotten and everyone can see it. Perhaps your community, you don't see it, but I endure this so that my community can see this.
I was like,
and my tiny little community, if I had 2 subscribers, I would want those 2 Christians to see what other path lead to.
bring him back to common sense.
Common sense is for common people.
Poor guy. I mean, for him and everyone around him,
Really. So what's wrong with the 6 kids I raised? What's wrong with my wife? Why is there a problem with them being around me? I'm curious. You're the one who made the statement, Patrick.
This isn't healthy. Mentally, spiritually, everything is just wrong.
If you are trying to tell me that what I'm doing is spiritually unhealthy, then what kind of example? Like, to me, it doesn't. If I was with a group of Christians that were talking about manginas, laughing at a kid that lost his parents, his father, and all these things, I would turn right around. I would run from that church or that group of Christians. I would know these are not true Christians because their faith is dead. All they have is bad fruit. And what I'm trying to do is save you guys from perishing, because Jesus says that your root is rotten. All of our roots were rotten. He's the only one that can sever the root.
I have a calling.
And then after it becomes much more non-compliant. This happens with congestive heart failure patients. Their heart's congested, so they get swelling in their ankles, and they're prone to getting water in the lung. They show up, in severe breathing distress. We give to them Lasix to dehydrate them, and then after we'll put a mask, a non-invasive mask that pressurizes the lung, and then when they take a breath with that, it gives a second pressure level. So splint open with pressure, and then after a second pressure, the pressure also, is greater than the vessel's pressure, so it stops the pulmonary edema. Without that, these people would die. So Jesus did not have a BiPAP non-invasive ventilator.
What an idiot. Why? Oh my God. You know what? Can we report this? Can someone report this video, please? I don't normally do this.
Gonna look at chat.
Yeah, you got horrible lag. OTW, why don't I have the keys? You know what? Why don't you just leave? I'll run your stream. You take a load off, right? Go.
That's the first thing that you said that was smart. No, I'm joking.
Ride the kid around, put the top down. Take a break, man. You need it. You've earned it.
It's not me. It's the internet, dude. When the temperature, when it's bad out here, it's like I'm really out in the fucking country, and when the temperature is bad, the internet's just horrible.
Dude, Canada is such a horrible place. They have internet that doesn't work when the temperature changes. I mean, what is that? We can't get that work done. We can't get Elon to figure that out.
I've called them up and they said that they had to change all the lines to fiber optics and shit like that. The technology's not here yet. And there's another company that actually installed that technology here. But I'd have to contact them and see how much that cost and whatever. Yeah. So I'd have to research that.
Sympathetic warriors down there. And he's pointing out that he fucks his women for 15 seconds and leaves them crying and disappointed. OTW, we may need to have to do a stream.
You can tell that, look, I'm making an assumption. Well, I'm hoping that Semitic warrior does not have children, because I could just imagine how he speaks in his home. That's you know what? I'm jumping, I'm not, but seriously, if I go just from your character, what you're doing now, I know that Zetetic got divorced. Patrick doesn't have a wife or children, and I hope that you don't, because passing on your disgusting behavior, I hope you're just doing it to me on the internet if you have children, because it's foul.
Stream on intercourse for these beta boys, right? Because they're leaving these women supremely unsatisfied, and that's why they're getting angry and upset. That's why they're lashing out. One of the reasons. Also because they're
that idea. That would be yeah, I like that. Great idea for a topic.
I'll be one of the display models that has to, act out certain scenes for people to understand.
Right. Like we'll do an example of premature ejaculation, and Christos will handle that. We'll give you an example of what not to do.
No. This is going to be the edging segment. The exact opposite.
Okay, so we're going to have to be uploading those ones on OnlyFans, though.
Shut the door.
All right. Rob Cleveland and I in the UK with Manel.
Oh my God, would that be epic?
Listen to you.
Oh yeah, then he fucking shits on me for when, like, the women I'm attracted to, but he wants to go to UK and bang Manel.
It would work, because all we have to do is, like, we do one of them incest videos where it's like I bang my mom and my best friend.
Shut the door.
Like, seriously, dude. Like, all you're talking about OnlyFans, all about sex, pervertedly and stuff like that.
Yeah, there you go. Me and my best friend bang my mom or something. I don't know.
What? What? That sounds like a Canadian porn. Me and my best friend bang my mom. What?
No, but I'm talking about Christos's video with Manel and Rob.
All right, whatever. Why Manel of all people? I'm not insulting her. I'm just saying.
I have no idea. Seemingly.
Hey guys, can you put in the chat the estimated time? Like, how many minutes do you think that they've actually seen of my presentation? Just the minutes. Mind you, don't forget that they have jumped all around, so there's no continuity. But I'm curious, can you write in the live chat, how many minutes so far do you think you've actually heard my presentation?
Manel is attractive for a 60-year-old woman. Your thoughts, gentlemen?
Yeah, Cleveland's always attracted to broken women.
I think Rob might be the only. Sorry.
Where's Rob? Well, Rob's not even here right now, but
he's down there. He's hiding.
I think he might be the only one that has what it takes to fill the big mouth of Danny.
Are you talking about Skylark?
We might have to, yeah, we might have to utilize them in other areas. Just saying.
So there's just laughter, there's mocking, there's extremely foul, language. See, Jesus said that it's not what you put in your mouth, because it goes in your stomach and it comes out the other way. What defiles a person is what comes out of their mouth, because it reveals their heart, their sinful heart.
Are you saying, Skylark can handle a lot of shit?
Yeah, I give Cleveland the front end to shut her up. Cleveland, take the front end. Keep her quiet.
Oh man.
For some reason, I think she'd still talk, but it'd be like this. That's what I'm pretty sure she's still talking.
Wow.
That was a pretty good
Shut the
invitation.
door.
Paul likes that. It's all right. It's all right. Shut the door. It's all right. All right. Shut the door.
It's like
What
that
the
could be
fuck's
one of
going on?
clips
Shut
you
the
play.
fucking door. Sympathetic warriors up.
Yeah, he won't get blown by Skylark, but he'll bang Manel. Like, what's his problem?
It's because
What the fuck?
he doesn't want Skylark's pee on his wanker.
Well, he doesn't have to let her urinate
No,
on
it's not
him.
necessarily that. I just I
Yeah, I'm sorry you guys have to endure this pretty much perverted talk. It's disgusting.
fuck with Skylark.
You check her mouth for open sores, and then you're good to go,
Double it.
like a horse.
I'm really trying to see with a snow bunny. With a straw.
Oh, here he goes, bro. She's another one using fake pictures online. You all can't tell. You don't know the deal. You got to be able to spot the ones using fake pictures online.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, if they're using fake pictures online, something's up, bro.
Yeah, for sure. You're absolutely right.
You know what? We're misleading these young ones, right? All this bit on bit, we're misleading the children. We got to be more serious up here.
Yep. Sounds good.
Yeah.
You're
Praise God.
No, you're not going to add your perverted.
So seriously, Rob Cleveland, who's your? You're being serious, aren't you? When I say be serious, like you're like, what do you mean? You're really gonna go fuck Manel and possibly this Sherelle person with fake pictures?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, you're gonna get yourself in trouble again. And you back on panel asking for advice.
And it sounds like, Christos wants to hop on the fucking train and go up there with him and, have a ball.
It would be a great collab.
Well, I had a discussion with Jennifer, and she's only nominated 2 creatures that she sees as worthy: Siren creature and the Moretti creature, which is 2 pretty decent calls, I would say. That's a strong team.
In my opinion, I'm absolutely agreeing with you with Miss Michelle Moretti. In my opinion, would be the top, I guess maybe a 9 out of 10. Maybe.
Yeah, she's going to be the mother of some of my children. One of the mothers of some of my children.
And
she's going to get that distinct honor. No, you stay away from that woman. Well, first of all, I don't have to tell you to stay away. She'll stay away from you.
Wait. We're gonna have to negotiate, bro, because for me that's pretty much top of the line.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work that way. This isn't a democracy, bro. Kingdom of Unslavia. Kingdom. Hello. Who's the king? I mean, there's only room for one king in this kingdom.
I mean, you saw what happened with Miss and Thunder.
See, that's the difference
Paul's
between
gonna get it first, anyways.
That's the difference between an alpha male and a sigma male. See, the sigma male can come in and actually act like an alpha male and go ahead and do all the alpha stuff and just pop in and pop out. And so I'm kind of this is kind of what I do. I'm like,
yeah. So you get to pick of the sigma women, Skylark and the others. Siren creature and Moretti creature. They don't do well with these sigma males who like to pretend.
Women. They're absolutely not sigma women. But I mean, Michelle Moretti's not an alpha female. You got to think about it.
No, she has. I think she has the potential to be. She needs the right man in her life to really unlock that inner space. Right? Really help her sort of stand up and stand out. Once she has that trust and that respect and that honor, she will be empowered more so.
See,
That's what I suspect.
And she'll find that with me. So I mean,
the whole point is, I can sit here being mocked, scoffed on every level, right down to my mommy. I'm a mama's boy. Yet you say that you have the truth, that you're enlightened, that you have opened up your pineal gland, all your chakras are aligned. You have contact now with the Most High. All I'm saying, unless, Jesus says, you will know them by their fruits, allegorically means something other than look at the way people behave and what they say with their mouth. So it'll reveal where their heart and mind is. And then in the Bible, it also says, you should not interact with these kind of people.
Okay, OTW is like really, he's really going far with this, like pretending thing today here on the panel. So let's just let him pretend, all right? Yeah, I could totally see you and the Ready Creature doing whatever you do. I wish you well with that.
No. I'll let you have her. I'm good. I have a woman. I have enough. I'm good. You can have her. I'm just.
Yeah, I will impregnate that ex-girlfriend of yours strictly on principles, just so that you have to deal with that.
Oh,
don't make me do it.
No, I don't think so. But anything's possible. I can't. Life is so much full of surprises. Anything can happen. I mean, look, there's Jason here talking about the Shroud of Turin.
Wow, a lot of chats. That's just
wow, he's impressed now. There's a lot of people there. Well, you can thank me, Jason. You can also thank Paul. We're kind of helping you out there, bro.
Thank you, Patrick and Paul.
Don't you see it?
Yeah, that's no bunny lady. It's goofy. I suspect. We gotta talk more with her, but I think. Will someone get this guy some internet, please? Will someone call Elon and get the damn box? It's gonna cost you $120 a month. No one's gonna donate to that, but at least you'll be able to do a broadcast, please. 120, 500 initial for the equipment. You can keep the equipment.
Holy cows.
All right. So what you were saying, Paul?
Will you just call Elon? Just go in for the 500 and the 120 a month, please. You can set it up anywhere.
Yeah,
you're gonna get hit with a bunch of radiation, probably get cancer, but that's down the road. You'll be able to do a successful broadcast until then. Wow, not a successful broadcast.
Yeah. So the 9 people that are looking, we have Suspicious Sky. We have Lover of the Lord. We had what was it? His name? Toilet Bowl Earth. Bobana. All these seem to be great people. Kathy Lawrence, I don't know. Hey, Kathy, first time I meet you. Yeah, like the chat's great. Keep it up, guys. I don't want to hear any negativity. We are proving by our actions where our mind and where our hearts are. Do you agree at least that faith without works is dead? We could say Christ consciousness being attained would create this kind of dialogue? I want to know, Pat.
Okay, but you'll be able to be heard at least.
Oh, what do you use from your trailer?
I'm not there right now, but when I was there, that's the thing. I left because it wasn't ready and the fucking signal booster wasn't working. And I had to maybe call Elon. I got upset. I'm like, I don't want to go in for 600 on equipment and 120 a month to get hit with fucking satellite radiation. But that might be the only option. But when I go back there, that might be the case, man. I'm gonna have to triple up for this broadcast. So you gotta do what you gotta do.
So you were with Starlink?
They had it over there. Then people had it. Then they went to the other side and they took it with them. And I tried to set up the booster. It wouldn't work. There's no cell signal. So yeah, I might have to Starlink.
Okay.
When I go back there, they're gonna have. I really don't want it, bro. I really don't want to pay the extra. And I don't want the thing right on top of me. I'd rather use their shit from 200 feet away. It works just fine. I don't know how that shit's that powerful. I mean, the fact that it could work from like 300 feet away from a house with a router through 2 fucking walls, that's some powerful shit. So I'm sure it's not good for you. But yeah, man. I mean, this fucking internet delay lag you got going on is not acceptable, OTW. You know it and I know it. I didn't want to say anything.
I'm telling you, it's the temperature.
Hey guys, can't do a broadcast today. Went over 75. Anything over 75, can't do a broadcast. So I'll see you next winter. OTW's broadcast is like a bear. It hibernates half the year.
Through, guys. Like I said, unless I see, you know what? Unless I see 3 red hearts at the start, I might miss it. If you put me 3 red emoji hearts at the start, try and not use that in your comments. I can really catch the red there. Then I won't be having to waste,
He's giving himself some tricks.
Patrick, you literally...
I'm going to need all 8 of you to put that...
You will never be able to let me talk consistently for more than 30 seconds. It's funny.
Emoji. 3 of them, so I don't miss it. All 8 of my viewers. 3 heart emojis. And a capital B for beta male so that I could really see the
fruits.
Back to you.
5-6 minutes triaging through things that are just discussions between yourselves.
Triaging. He's using fucking hospital language now. I hate these people.
Will says, I call the movie.
Yeah. By the way, guys, because obviously there's some people that don't know this community. They hate all aspects of the medical system. So if Patrick gets in a motor vehicle accident and his leg is behind his head, he will refuse to go to the hospital. He will perhaps meditate, and those chakras will literally bring it back. They'll have a healing immediately because their pituitary gland and their pineal gland is open. I had one, Nub's Revenge, same thing. He's an herbalist. I said, dude, what if you have like an aneurysm, you're fall unconscious, like you won't be able to eat the herbs to save you? And they're like, let me die. So they hate the emergency room. They hate the operating room, which I work in. I work in the ER, I work in the ICU, and I work in anesthesia. So yeah, people, that you have a busted appendix. If you don't get that fixed, you're going to go septic and pretty much die. That's how people used to die. Nope, I don't want to go to the hospital. They're going to, I don't know. So it's quite extreme, and I think that they don't believe it. I think that the medical system is far, far from perfect. And unfortunately, there's human beings, and some doctors are, bad characters. They have big egos. It's like a mechanic, So because the police are corrupt, I guess you guys suggest ban all police because the government is corrupt. It should just be anarchy. The hospital system is garbage. Every medication that has ever been created is devil. I find that extreme. I find that, I'll leave it at that. Everyone understands how that sounds.
Christ the other day.
These people are disgusting.
That was brutal and accurate depiction of the crucifixion of Christ. Yeah. Bobana. I like that. Bobana. Hey, first time I meet you. Welcome to my channel. There's always a daily bread. It's a lot quicker, but we are at the end of Matthew, and we're going to do 27 and 28, and it's all about the crucifixion.
OTW, you know how I know you're retarded? Because if you'd have given me the keys already, I could fucking stream and it would make your connection better.
Not as detailed as
people are getting confused. They're like, okay, wait, is this live? All right. So I did a live stream this morning. Okay, you can go see it. It's the last one that was published. It was published today. And Patrick is commenting on my material. Now that he has done a response, I'm now looking live at what he said. Because I've learned now that it's always the same thing. It's just insults, perversions, sexual, disgusting stuff, talking about, men's wives, talking obviously about their mother, mocking me that my dad died and I was raised by my mom, even though Patrick, she knew you, right? She used to work in the library at Galt. So anyways, this is always the same thing. I go see them. They have me popped up for an hour. They look at perhaps 1 to 3 minutes. If I'm lucky, we get to 3 minutes. And they just show their color. And people are like, just, stop it. And I'm like, no. I want to show people that this is where their beliefs have taken them. I can't, they can't be that blind. They can't really, because this has nothing to do with being Christian or not. This is just common decency. You do not talk this way about other people, right? So this ain't like, oh my God, Christians. No, this is like just common civility. So I think that perhaps some of these viewers should just work on like common civility and how to integrate into society, and then go seek Christ consciousness maybe next week. All right, let's continue. The Grand Rising Talk Show.
Why?
Because you're fucking doing 5 things at
What?
once. You got video up, you're restreaming a video, and you're putting out everyone else's connection. That's what it is. So maybe try putting your camera off at least. That might fix your audio.
Great idea.
Yeah, when you got all these processes
now.
going at once, it's pulling more data, right?
Okay, I get you.
And the weather.
And this video's lagging like shit. Yeah, the weather, man. I get it. The fucking weather's like crazy, but fucking video's lagging like shit.
You're free to come on, Pat. Have a discussion.
All right. Let's try it again.
Is the one in my archived video, but I think that this will maybe put doubt in non-believers, going, that's weird. I mean, a non-believer has to at least admit that there's an image of a guy that was forged, and science just doesn't know how to do that yet. And the guy was so smart that he put all the blood products and the creatinine and the bilirubin, and he made sure, to put pollen from Jerusalem, all those things. Maybe it'll put a tiny seed of, if all of my videos, okay, bring one person to Christ, okay, one person to Christ, like 20 years later, they see my video that has 19 views. I don't care about the numbers. I know that I'm throwing out seed every day, okay, trying to be a fisher of men, mankind, men and women, and that's why. And it, I don't have a lot of viewers, and usually if you talk about the truth, most people will not stop here. So I care about quality, which you guys are my quality friends here. Maria says, those times torture method, what bizarre humanity. Yeah, it was pretty evil. We have a lover of the Lord. Awesome. I hope I see you regularly. Donnie Darko. Wow, I'm happy you find it fascinating, buddy. We have Sense Fear that's here. We have Timmy Corini. What's up, Cynthia? We have a Cosmetic Warrior. If that is a Zetetic Warrior, I have to admit that is a funny little change to Zetetic Warrior, Cosmetic Warrior. All right, you got a laugh out of me. Beth Dutton, oh my gosh, dude, if you want people to learn about God, you have got to have some passion, like maybe attend a black church and understand the soul of it. Well, they definitely sing with a lot of soul. Definitely.
Are you serious?
But
are we already at that point? Because like that's like the last 5 minutes. This was a two and a half hour presentation, ending with then reading Matthew 27 and 28. This is the amount of content. They made me watch this where nothing of my presentation was presented. A few pieces right here. ad hominem and character assassination discussed in this, which was in a way what I thought would happen, and this is the purpose. But wow, Patrick, like, how can you even say anything? How can you ever learn anything? Like, learn my beliefs, understand my opinions, if you jumped from middle to the end, and I have about 3 minutes. You've shown none of what I consider proof. What you should do is you should go through it, write down some stuff, play 5 minutes at least at a time, and then point out things. At least that, plus all of the foul language and disgusting behavior. That's fine, but at least like do it with the content too. It's such a waste of time. You wonder why I don't want to go on your side of the community. To be honest, I think, anyways, I am not going to your community because of this behavior. It just seems like the general theme of all the people in that community. So you're welcome to come here. And I want you, Patrick, to come here to have a civil discussion alone without all the people helping you, if you can call that help.
I hope you understand, Beth, that the church is not a building. The church is anywhere there's a communion. Anywhere. Me, you, together, boom. There's a
church right now.
There, the Spirit of God is there.
Agreed.
If you found a living church, more power to you. But I see no division between attending a black church, as you say, and I acknowledge that white man can jump, and
Good movie.
You guys are very soulful in your music.
It's true.
White
That's
churches. I just see, if I see a bunch of Christians that are bearing fruit, that's my church.
Right on.
This here, right now, this is our church.
True.
Why? Because Paul says in his letters, I'm not there physically. I'd love to hopefully come and visit, but I am there with you in spirit. And I believe that we're all focused on the same thing. It's life. There's some believers in here. There's some maybe non-believers. And this is a church. Even the building, right? The church. There's non-believers that go there. Then we trade them through brainwashing. Yeah. What else?
Did he just say through brainwashing?
Don't forget, just don't spend time with the Satan worshippers.
Patrick, that's a joke. Haha.
To me, it all depends. Me, I don't care. It just shows that it's accurate. It says that in the end days will be mocked, will be hated. These
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do. Pat, I'll let the viewers decide. Do you want me to go back when you were talking with the British lady, when you're talking about, ooh, the blood of Christ, it must be like disgusting by now and crusty and stuff like that? I guess you're a lover. Don't forget that us Christians, we believe that the Antichrist spirit does two things. It hates the true Christ, and then it makes its own Christ. Not saying you have the Antichrist spirit, but you are exhibiting exactly what the Antichrist spirit would do. Not claiming. I don't know your heart, but I know you guys are defiling your body through what comes out of your mouth. It's true. Oh. Mm-hmm. Hypocrite or something? No, you don't. You hate Christ. You can't articulate, Patrick. Patrick, you can't articulate because you smoke too much marijuana. And there is no way, first of all, just the way you speak, there's no way that there's any God thing going on with you. Okay. And if you put an idol between you and God, drug use, marijuana to cope with life or to feel high is filling your temple with weed. It will completely block you while you're under constant marijuana consumption.
It's two things: hatred for the truth.
I hit a chord.
Stay away from.
So yeah, the fictional character that is in the Bible that 2,000 years people have been following it, that I keep on going to the Old Testament to pull out what's happening in the New Testament. If you would have looked at this edition, you would have also seen what academics believe about the authenticity. You would have seen as well writers in antiquity talking about it, therefore proving historically, because these were historians following the Maccabees, all the wars that happened. So a 2.5 hour video, you've looked at 3 minutes. So I think that you got the general view, and I think that you were genuine to your audience, you know, to just let me go and say, well, he's so confused, but you didn't even give me that. You didn't even give me, you know, at least laugh at me the whole time you're showing my content, because I'm showing your content. Yeah, I'm stopping, but I'm not jumping around your content. Here, since you keep on saying my little pinch, I challenge any of you real men to produce
Be able to
such
use
a manly, full, dark, rugged. Sorry, I just had to fool around. I challenge you, Patrick. Beat that beard. That's me. We will see, right? We'll all stand in front of God. And it says that the fire will test all things, every word, every thought. You see what Jesus was saying. I say, you know, it's said in an Old Testament, you know, an eye for an eye, and then he's saying turn the cheek. He's talking about you know, don't hate, but if you have hatred in your heart, you know, he's bringing it all to the motives. Do you actually think that our behavior, every word, will not be scrutinized in the book of life? We'll see. But especially lately, you know, especially with the time that you had like Satan fire behind you, and you were literally, okay, mocking the blood of Christ. Yeah, that's really, you better be darn sure that this is not true, dude. I'm glad that you didn't look at the content, because you might have. We can't hear the audio, it says. Oh, don't worry. There was nothing good said. Let me know if the audio is good now, guys.
That fucking scripture is relating to you, Jason.
Yeah, I know it is. Of course it's related to me. I'm Christian.
Great. Good. Let's do this. Don't forget, the more a presentation is spot on and showing validity, you're gonna have the people with those spirits. For some reason, they'll show up.
No, you're gonna have the Christ consciousness spirit come at you to convince you, or at least have you realize that you're the one who's deceived.
Right? Haven't showed up I haven't seen many haters showing up to my daily bread. All of a sudden, I said, this one, guys, is a special edition. We are showing the
So now he's writing a story for himself in his head where he's so powerful. That's why this is happening. Right? He's so powerful.
No, not really powerful. I'm just saying that your community is obsessed with me, and Freedom Grower has asked 2 questions, and I've actually made videos, okay, for that specifically, and he's never acknowledged it. Then he comes with another passage that he thinks is going to be difficult, and I'll debunk that one. But there's no response. And I don't mind you guys coming. This is helping my viewers have more faith, because they're like, wow, like these guys are enlightened. It's like, yeah. Yeah, they were asking, that one of them was saying, I'm prescribed medical marijuana. There's a big difference between having, for example, cancer, chronic pain, using marijuana medicinally. The intention behind that is to use it as truly a medicine. If you are just smoking blunt after blunt after blunt, and you're doing it, God knows the intention, to get high because you feel empty inside, and you don't realize that hole, that void that it fits the marijuana, that's where God's supposed to be. And if you would actually go through the sun, you would be filled with the Holy Spirit, and then you'd understand the peace and the comfort. So guys, anybody that has medical marijuana, that's not the same. It's like somebody who has cancer and has like a fentanyl patch, a narcotic patch. That's for pain. They're not using it to get high. So people that are using it for pain, God knows that their intention is to relieve suffering. Those that are taking fentanyl on the street, it's not the same thing. God looks at the motives and the intention. So anybody that has medical marijuana, no problem. Like, I have nothing against that. That's not the same. Okay, there's a difference between somebody using opiates for pain and there's some using it to get high. Same thing with marijuana. Same thing with having a few beers once in a while socially to be a little disinhibited. That's fine, but you go beyond that and it's every day. It becomes an idol. It becomes something that you're using to cope with life, and that thing is between you and God. Like, that's just how it is.
Well, that's why he's getting so many haters, more than his 8 viewer audience.
So wait,
Well, it's actually 4 viewers. Now there's more because of us.
that's why he's getting so many haters. So you saw Patrick said he sent over these haters, yet Patrick says that he doesn't hate. Like, you guys are so not alert at the moment that it's quite obvious to the viewers. Mission accomplished.
He literally only
Right.
had
That's
4
hating.
people.
Making comments in chat is hating that you get blocked instantly. All 3 of my accounts are blocked before I said anything.
And they will be blocked forever. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm just going by how you've behaved, and your behavior is disgusting and shameful. I don't even know who you are, but please, Patrick, let me know what all his 4 accounts are. And by the way, people that have like multiple accounts, those are usually haters that go, try and ruin the chat. And then after they get banned, but they have another account. So
So who was hating?
Me. The whole time, me. I'm a hater. I've been hating. Everyone's going to see how much I hate.
You got a fucking good point there, man.
You got me.
It's because, you know, the way I see it is because he doesn't want to be held accountable for anything. That's what your Christianity teaches you, Jason. Said not to man up for anything, to fucking hide behind your book. You know, don't take any accountability whatsoever for any of your actions, whatever you say. Just hide behind your screen.
He's got me. Why would I subject myself to the pervert down on the
What
bar?
are we supposed to do?
Talking about vaginas and all that
We
stuff.
don't return evil with evil, and we pray for them because we realize that
The irony that I pray for
they
these
are
guys too.
they are the image of God, just like us.
Yeah.
They can potentially at any time be saved, and we know that if they are saved, that all of the bad fruit that you're seeing, the hatred, you know, that will go away. I know we all get caught up. We all start like getting back and
You perceive it as hatred. We perceive it as truth, Jason.
forth. But
No comment.
when you're reading the Bible every day, you're specifically reminded when to talk about it, when to walk away. I learned that dealing with the community that hates me.
Nobody hates you, Jason. This is what.
Obviously, I'm like, I learned my lesson. I'm like, here I am still watching them and responding to their response.
You see how you're fucking delusional and perceiving things.
Your mouth is
as
smiling you.
is such a negative context. Nobody hates you, man. You're.
I feel the love, guys.
We just hate what you. And I'll speak for myself. I just hate what you're representing, man. This is despicable and stupid. You know better than this, man. This is not you, man. And you fucking you it's seeping through your pores. Your inauthenticity it shows through your presentation. You don't believe this bullshit.
You didn't watch the presentation, Patrick. Like, where are you now? You jumped somewhere else. Because you know, if you would actually let the whole thing play as it goes, right, that it is a powerful and very, very convincing presentation that you refuse to look at on your channel. I don't blame you.
It comes out through your body language. It comes out through the way your tone of voice and everything. You're not passionate about this at all. There's no, man. You don't believe in this shit. You're just doing what you. I don't know what you're doing, but it has this funny feeling that has something to do with your wife for some odd reason.
That's exactly what it is. OTW.
Beautiful fruit,
I'm starting
guys.
to fucking believe that it's absolutely that now.
Because he said she was the female version of Christ, and she was the one ordering him around the house. So in order to be a good bitch slave, he's
wow, so respectful to women. That is true. When I did 20 years of just doing all sorts of these Eastern religions and stuff like that, I truly wanted. I could see like my ego. I could see it, and I was good at not expressing it, but I knew it was there, and it bothered me. So I tried, Eckhart Tolle. I tried all those things, And I remember, telling my wife, I said, "Man, there's nothing more painful than, believing in all these virtues and knowing that I'm lacking most of them." My wife is a quiet, faithful person, and the way she handles herself in life. Yep. Ready? You done? Yeah. All right. I'm gonna stop screen. Yeah. So just before I go, so obviously I saw that she had many of beautiful virtues, and she was strong, and She had a strong foundation. She didn't talk very much about it. She had 20 years of me trying to, every time my new thing, trying to convince her, and she endured it. And then, finally, I was like, she's walking the walk and I'm talking the talk. I want to walk the walk. But there was no transformation for me until I came to Christ. And I love my wife. I think she's an amazing person. We have a good relationship, and I'm happy. Raised 6 kids. Now I'm raising my granddaughter. I work at the hospital, so I get to help people every day. Taking care of my granddaughter, what a blessing. He said, and all of these things, I have a good life, get up in the morning bread, Mondays, try and help people lose weight with keto, carnivore, intermittent fasting, so I'm very blessed because I'm in a position where when I go to work, I can help people, not just save the lives, part of the team, but I always focus on the family members, especially. I love that. So all of that, together, I have a really, really satisfying life. So anyways, I was doing this until my wife was all, done with stuff. So she's done with stuff. So I'm going to go like watch Netflix or something. All right, guys. Thank you very much. I'm going to pray for you, Patrick. You guys are really, really in a dark place. And I can't believe that you guys can speak like that and think that's spiritual. It's I have nothing to say. All right. Anyways, thanks a lot, guys, and God bless.